Hello and welcome back to Ada Pulse, the Catalyst Funding News channel. It's keeping you up to date with everything Cardano. But today we're going to have a little bit of a history lesson as we discuss the basics of cryptoeconomics, its history and origin. And this is by our veteran writer, been with us for a long time, LiberLion. So you know it's going to be a well-researched piece. But as usual, I'm going to be summing it up and dumbing it down. And what I'm going to be going through is the beginning, you know, how it all started to the present, how it's all happening now. And I'm going to end with LiberLion's final thoughts on the matter. So do stay till the end for that. But remember to click the like button, hit subscribe and hit the bell button for the notifications and to share far and wide because we want everyone to see our content. And I'm Josh from ATM Stake Pool, your presenter for Ada Pulse for today. Let's just crack on with this, shall we? Now, believe it or not, the crypto space has a history that predates Bitcoin, and it's important to understand its fundamentals. So what we're doing today is going to provide a brief overview of the history and suggest maybe some further reading if you want to dive a little bit deeper into that. Now, cryptoeconomics is a field that addresses coordination issues in digital ecosystems using cryptographic and economic incentives. And so it brings the economy into the digital realm and often, obviously, utilizing blockchain technology for the security and decentralization. So eliminating the, any intermediaries. So what this article reveals is the historical coherence of early crypto pioneers who sought for privacy and individual sovereignty, and highlighting that today's speculative nature is a result of mass adoption rather than the original intentions that the pioneers had in mind. The beginning. Now, the crypto industry has its roots in what was called the Cypherpunk movement of the 1980s. So they aim to protect sort of user privacy using cryptography. Now, obviously the movement gained more relevance when the internet came along. And sorry if I'm teaching you how to suck eggs here, but the term cypherpunk combines two words, cipher and punk. So it representing like a countercultural movement. Now, you've got Timothy C. May, John Gilmore, and Eric Hughes. Now, they played key roles in the movement, advocating for decentralization and avoiding surveillance by governments and corporations, companies. So, and they published influential documents. So if you want further reading, you've got like the Crypto Anarchist Manifesto and a Cypherpunks Manifesto. They foresaw the potential abuse of personal data by, entities like Google and Facebook or whoever. And so their ideas laid the foundation for concepts like DAOs and something called anonymous remailers. So before I close, if you don't know what that is, an anonymous remailer is like a server that receives messages with embedded instructions on where to send next, and that forwards them on without, revealing where they originally came from. So pretty cool. The present. So in 1991, Stuart Haber and W. Scott Stornetta developed a blockchain to protect timestamps on documents. They later enhanced it with something called Merkle trees for efficiency. I don't really want to go into Merkle trees. Basically, that's what links block together via like a hash. If that's too much for you, just Google it. It's on Wikipedia. But blockchain technology forms the basis of the crypto economy. Although I've got to point out, there are alternatives like Hashgraph by Hedera, which is a distributed ledger, but it's not a blockchain. But anyway, blockchain is an on-chain ledger that records information in blocks linked with hash codes, like what I was saying a second ago, ensuring the immutability of it. So basically, you can't change what's in the past. Now, there's a guy called Hal Finney who played a vital role, and he was publishing works on reusable proofs of work and double spend detection. That's the thing. So, but then in 2007, the famous Satoshi Nakamoto, who I'm sure you've all heard of, an anonymous figure started writing the Bitcoin code to create a decentralized alternative to traditional finance. So aiming for like secure transactions without intermediaries. Now, Nakamoto published the Bitcoin white paper in 2008, and on the 3rd of January 2009, the first Bitcoin block was mined, and that was by Hal Finney. Notably, the block contained a message referencing a bank bailout. So I don't know what that was about. Final thoughts. So now that you've got a little bit of the history of crypto, you can see the coherence of the crypto space over time, from its beginnings in the 80s, beginning with cryptography as a privacy tool in people's communications. And that was driven, as I said, by the Cypherpunk movement, and then incorporating this, like the science of it, the tech, into blockchain technology to transmit value, and thus being able to develop, the P2P digital economy. So that's peer-to-peer economy. Now, the message that Satoshi Nakamoto left in Block Zero makes clear the intentions of why he created Bitcoin. Now, the rest of the story is probably already known, and you're in it now. You're living it now. So that brings us to the end of the article. Remember, this is a much summed up and dumbed down version. So I do recommend you go online and check the full story by LiberLion, because there's a lot more detail in there. So there's a lot more knowledge for you to gain. But anyway, do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe, and hit the bell button for the notifications, and share file and wires. We want as many people to see our stuff as possible. And I am Josh from ATM Stake Pool, your presenter for Trader Pulse for today. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.